What's the deal? This is C Real.
It's DJ Chalk on your block with the Night Show podcast. Welcome to another episode of Clutch Convos. Meow, meow, meow.
Boom, boom, boom. We out here, baby. Clutch, back-to-back champions. Houston Rock, 94, 95. Clutch City. Conversation.
Yeah. Your whole screen just froze. I couldn't even see anything you just did right now. Hopefully it doesn't reflect in the podcast.
Zoom. I didn't do anything that tight.
Yeah, bro. What's popping, man? What's popping? So today we got, what is the convo today? Oh, yes. Text versus talk. Wow. That's a big one. Always want to talk about this and nobody want to listen. So now it's my turn and your turn to share our thoughts. Texting versus talking, bro. We are in a day and age where everyone is texting when they talk. Do you think that is a good thing or a bad thing? And if so, why?
Damn, dude, this is like an essay question from SAT or something like that. Do I think that's a good thing? It has its pros and cons, man, because some days you just don't want to fucking talk to anybody, dude. Like, and it's easier just to shoot a text message. But I think that we've normalized it so much that texting is just, the way to do it, because I think nowadays people are afraid to have, or not afraid, but they're just not, they don't necessarily like to have, conversations. And that I see that so much, not only just like the way we talk to people, but at work also, man. People will literally just be like sitting like right next to you, but you decide to shoot them like an IM, like through their messenger. And it's just, it just makes no sense, man. And we've got to kind of get away from that mindset. But like going back to that question, man, I think there's a time and place for texting. And like I said, if you're in a situation where you just don't want to text or don't want to talk to somebody, then yeah, texting is is a better option for sure. But we do overall need to be able to move away from that laziness, right, of just shooting a text message versus having a conversation.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get why we text, I mean, it's easier, right?
Yeah.
But is it easier? That's my underlying.
Well, okay. So then the thing is, right, when you have a text, when you can shoot a text message, especially if it's a conversation that's serious, I think that's something that you need to have some verbal dialogue, right? Yeah. But yes. Maybe if you're texting, right, you have time to maybe come up with a rebuttal, or like, you don't want to have that. You're afraid to go into that just having a speaking conversation.
Conversations are more personal than text messages, period, right? When someone can hear your voice, it goes the extra mile every time in any conversation you're having with somebody. I don't know if it's just me, but the way I read text sometimes, it's probably not how somebody is saying it. And I think other people are guilty of that also. You know what I mean? I think the main, like you said, if it's a serious conversation, an argument, a business discussion,
it's so weird if you do handle business transactions through text. It's like it just doesn't feel authentic, dude. It's like, am I getting scammed? Like
there's people that do it, right? I mean, businessmen that handle a lot of things on a daily basis just don't want to talk to you if it's not their priority. You know what I'm saying? If it's just something they're dealing with on the side, that they just want to be able to just deal with it as quickly as possible without having to put in a lot of work, right? It's about working smarter, not harder, So it's like, if I can text this person, okay, but if I have to have this conversation because it's a way bigger deal, or, whatever it may be, I'm going to have this phone conversation because I got to put that time and effort into it, But I think the problem with text is you really can't read emotions. Emotions you can only feel through voice, you know what I'm saying? Or facial expressions or whatever it may be, So, this is why a lot of times when you're having arguments with somebody, if it's through text, you're going to read it, or disagreements, right? You're going to read it the way you want to read it. There's so many times when I'm saying something in a discussion, an argument, or a fight, or whatever it may be, with whoever it may be in the past, whenever I do have them, it's, we're saying something in a certain way. And it may be in a sense like, hey, I'm trying to shine some light onto you about something, but somebody may just read it the way that they want to read it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
I
they,
think it's especially the case when people, make a statement and then like put a period at the end of the text message, like, and then you try to act like, then people start thinking like, oh damn, was he saying that to because he has an attitude right now, or like, wait, where's that going? And I think,
you see what I'm saying? It leaves it up for an open air. Like you
yeah,
can feel however you feel. So I know there's been times and I've had to completely tune my brain to not think like this. People have been like, K.
yeah.
I'm saying, or they'll be like, cool, period.
If your girl says K, you done fucked up, fellas. Just know you done fucked up.
You're probably right about that, bro. The ratio there is you're probably on the right end of that. But yeah, man, it's like but there are some people that just say K. That's what they say. They're that lazy to put the O in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, you'll say all this shit. They'll be like, cool, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you're talking to a fucking robot.
Like I just wrote a fucking paragraph. You don't got shit to say except cool. Like,
Well, Josh, you write a lot of fucking paragraphs. That's just
yeah, and that's why I hate texting because I like to give detail, right? And that's a pro and a con in my life. You know what I'm saying? I would say like when I'm dealing with clients, I would think they would appreciate that because there's so many DJs that just give you what the info they want you to have. I'm gonna tell you everything that they may not tell you because I want you to know everything. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know why you're getting it, what you're paying for, why you're paying for it. Some people may like it, some people may not. You know what I'm saying? But when you text that kind of stuff, it becomes like, okay, why? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like people don't even want to read all that shit, and they may just like take out what they want to take out that's important. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I think from let's say 20 years ago, let's say when we were 15 years ago, 16. You know what I mean? Texting wasn't as dominant as today. But
yeah.
dude, I talked to some of these young kids today, bro. I'm like, dog, you are stupid. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I feel you.
not that stupid, but I'm like, having a conversation with you sucks. You know what I'm saying? And I had this conversation with one of my cousins the other day, and I was like, man, like, you don't really talk. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it's like, yeah,
I think that's just kids in general, man. Like they're so a lot of them are just so like closed up, man, and it's hard
but
to get a lot of information out of them.
yeah, when I said y'all are stupid, just, I'm joking, okay? I'm joking. But it's just like when I like sometimes when I'm having a conversation, I'm like, I don't know, like the other day I was having a conversation with somebody that's younger than me, and they were like, yeah, type shit.
That's it?
And I was
That
like,
was a response?
that was a response verbally, and I was like, bro, that's a text message. Why are you? Why did you just say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did you just tell me that? He's like,
Like people would like say an LOL out loud.
I was like, bro, why'd you just say that? I was like, that's like, what kind of answer is that? And he was like, I want to know, dog. I want to know, like, what's going through your mind. It's like, yeah, man, I just think we're just like a generation of texters. That's what we're used to. You know what I'm saying? They're not dumb, by the way. They're not stupid. There's some smart ass kids out there, bro. There's some smart people out there. And the person I was talking to is actually really smart. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk to them, you're like, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Like you can, I don't know, man. Like that the authenticity, that genuine feeling, you don't get that sometimes. Not that they aren't that way, but they're just so used to these text messages, conversations, that that's just how they communicate. You know what I mean? But in the real world, bro, like you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to talk, express your emotions, be honest, be upfront. You know what I'm saying? Explain stuff in detail. Everything can't just be a text message. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing versus text versus talk, dude. Don't get me wrong. There's days I just don't want to talk to anybody, so I want to text you all day. But when you're having serious convos, like you said, when you're talking about business, when you're talking about relationships, when you're having like long ass conversations back and forth, when you're typing so much, you're like, fuck, I don't want to type no more. It's
Yeah.
like just have that phone conversation. It's going to save you time, emotion. It's going to save you guessing what the other person was saying, how they were saying it. Like all that stuff is just so avoidable if you just pick up the phone and make that phone call. And a lot of times people just don't want to have those weird, awkward phone calls. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man.
I think that's a huge reason, man. People are afraid of confrontation, and people are afraid of maybe knowing the truth, or
You
figuring
feel
out
like
some.
sometimes people know when they write certain things in text, they're gonna make you feel a certain type of way by saying it.
Yeah, for sure, man. We're not stupid. We know exactly what we're doing, and especially, I mean,
Persons that thought that, because sometimes I'm like, you know, how I would feel if you
and
make
then
it.
they try to play it off like, "Oh, bro, I was just kidding. I was just joking, bro."
Yeah, or like, oh no, man, you overthinking it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I always I'm like, am I, or are you dumb? You know what I'm saying? Like, or am I stupid? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like trying to figure this out sometimes, right? I'm like, but I'm not saying people are just evil or anything, but I think we all have a little, let's test people out type of, vibe in us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like let's give responses or answers or do things that are going to be, to see if we can get a reaction out of people. You know what I'm saying? So people love reactions, bro. I've noticed that in life. I think it's really important to also, for guys, like I can't speak on girls, but for guys, man, if you're having a combo with a girl and it's serious, like if it's sexy, you're like, hey, baby, your ass looking nice. If you text it to him, like that might be kind of, interesting. You know what I'm saying? You spontaneous, whatever, right? Something she's not expecting. But if y'all are having a fight, an argument, fellas, I'm telling you, stop texting that shit, bro. Just
Yeah,
make that phone call, talk
it'll be
about
so much easier,
so much,
and
hash it out. You know what I'm saying? Like just make that phone convo so they can hear your voice and the emotion that you're feeling. Because I'm telling you, when people are mad, people are angry, people are sad. Uh,
you start typing in all in caps lock and shit.
you you also take in things different. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm.
also take things in different when you have emotions in control of that. Like when you have emotions that are over you, sometimes you can take in what people are saying the wrong way versus like trying to take it in a different way, because I know I've been in arguments before with Stacy through text, and halfway through it I'm like, oh, fuck it, let me try to change this and try to make it better, you know and as I'm trying to do that, she's still arguing because she's already upset and mad, but I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck, I'm trying to make it better. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And then it's like, why didn't you realize that? Because you're not having that phone conversation, and you weren't able to, in the middle of that convo, say, Stacy, let's stop fighting. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Instead, you're
hmm,
like, you're trying to transition that motion from mad, sad to, all right, let's be okay now, through a text conversation.
yeah.
Saying, unless you're clearly stating, hey, right now, I am going to try to make this conversation better. And you write that out like that or some shit, you're gonna know that. You know what I'm saying? And also when you're having a bad day, or you're having a, you know, like a shitty day at work or something, and somebody texts you something, and shit, it could even be like a joke, clowning on you or something, right? And you're just having a shitty ass day, you might just read it in a fucked up way. You know what I'm saying? You might just be like, that shit wasn't funny, bro. Or like give like a smart ass answer back. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I've had this happen to me a lot of times, and because I joke a lot, I've texted people and I don't even know, not thinking how their day is going, thinking they'll just think of me like, hey, it's just Josh joking again. And instead, they read it the way they want to read it because of the way they're feeling, and their response is based on the way they're feeling versus them being able to get out of that feeling and go into the Josh is joking mode conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to, it's hard to really like, to through text messages, sometimes it can be a little tricky, right? Because you don't know the person's feeling. Like when you call somebody, they may not pick up, or they may not, pick up and be like, hey, what's going on? You could tell their voice they're not having a good day. You know what I'm saying? You could tell they're not, whatever it is, right? If they're having a great day, if they're in a joking mood, if they're not in a joking mood, then it's easier to kind of, crack jokes or whatever. But randomly texting somebody something like, hey, bro, I saw that picture the other day. That shit look goofy as fuck. You know,
Yeah. Boy, you look stupid as fuck, dog. Oh, big head ass motherfucker.
and then they might just respond and say some shit like, yeah, man,
Hey, fuck you.
I had a migraine that day. Like just some crazy shit, bro. You'll be like, damn, that shit wasn't funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny, man. But no, I mean, obviously we have to text in today's generation and today's day. It's a tech world, right? But Let's not get so robotic, bro. You know what I'm saying? That we forget to have human contact through phone calls and interactions. You know, one person I really respect, man. Shout out to my uncle, man, Saju Pappen. You know what I'm saying? Till this day, 50 years old, every day of the week, swear to God, bro. He's a CFO of his company. Every day on his way home from work, he calls one different person and has a conversation with him on the phone. Whether it be
Damn, that's real.
his close friends, whoever it is, every day of the week, he has an hour-long drive home from work. He called me before. He's called Stacy, my wife, my mom, his best friend, whoever it is, and he has conversations, just checking in on them, how they're doing. Like, I wish I did that more, and I'm gonna try to work with.
That's real as fuck, man. That's some real shit, dog. That's some CFO type shit, man. Being personable, checking in on your people, man. It's if we could all do that, dude, and make it so much better, man. Seriously, like
Exactly.
having that authenticity, man. That actual conversation, dude. It just stimulates, you know, your whole entire mind, man. And it's yeah, we definitely need to do more of that, dude.
Yeah, and that's kind
Absolutely.
of where this whole topic came up in my head. I was like, I looked at that example versus somebody else or something, and I'm like, that success rate is so much greater, you know what I'm saying, with people, with life, with everything, because it just takes that time and effort out, you know what I'm saying, to have those conversations, those, it's personal, it becomes personal. Like when I get a phone call, like shout out to JP, man, our boy Jobin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always calls people, you know what I mean? Always, you know what I mean? Shows love. Uh,
Actually, he just called me earlier, and I had to decline it. So
I talked to him yesterday on the phone. I called him, I called him actually yesterday. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because I was like, I need to call JP because this dude makes a genuine effort to call me all the time. Let me make a call to him. So that's love right there. You know what I'm saying? Dude's crazy as fuck, but he, he asked me to go to a fucking riot yesterday. I was like, man, sit your
It
ass up.
wasn't a riot, dude. It was a protest.
Yeah, you would have been the first dumbass breaking cop car windows. I already know. You know what I'm saying? Just ready.
Fuck them.
Pointless
Fuck
shit.
it.
You know what I mean? Pointless. We'll get to that topic another day, but
Yeah.
soon. But yeah, it's pointless. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to Clutch Combos. We'll see y'all soon on the next episode. It's your boy DJ Chalk.
And this is C Real. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Peace.